Curse of the Creative is the radio promotions podcast from the creatives at Ultimate Media. We have been very busy beavering away. Don't snigger there in the back at some new radio concepts, both in our day jobs and for this podcast. What happens every week is we get one of the radio creatives, pop them in the hot seat, and they have to pitch an idea to the rest of the team. Your idea either gets flighted, which is a good thing, flushed, which is a bad thing, or parked, which is kind of neither here nor there. Up in the hot seat this week is the man they call the Mosquito. His name is Justin. He's going to give us his concept this week. I'm not even going to critique it. I'm going to leave it to Fiefs and Ricky. I'll put the 2 R's in here for you. So your clock starts now. Let's hear your idea.
To try and get more people to get onto your social media pages and like the radio station's social media pages, you could incorporate a brand into it and get a sponsor on board with it. But essentially what it would be is you'd be listening out for something on air. So it could be just the presenter telling you, it could be a sound effect that plays. And essentially what it is it'll give you 30 seconds to head over to the social media page of the radio station, and there'll be a code word or there'll be some sort of indication on there. I like to think a code word, just like a random word that'll be up on the social media pages for 30 seconds. Thereafter, it'll be taken down, and you've then got to WhatsApp the radio station what that word was for the particular day, and you can win some cash. So literally just to build social media following for radio stations, because I think some of these radio stations are stuck in the past and aren't focusing enough on social media and app integration and things like that. So that's my idea.
Fiefs, judgment time.
I'm not mad at that. Although I do think that radio stations really do integrate everything. They know now the importance of integrating all of that. But just as a fun, spontaneous thing for a station, I'm all about crazy radio and really something exciting other than run of the mill. So I'm going to flight it. I'm not mad at that idea.
That is a flight from Fiefs, Ricky.
Whoa, there's a lot you're asking the listener to do. You're asking them to listen out to this mnemonic. You're then asking them to go into social media within 30 seconds, get this thing. You then ask them to WhatsApp it back. It just feels like hard work. Unless you're giving me $1 million, sorry about that. But we'll park it there for now.
So can I throw spanners into the work? You could maybe, as opposed to social media, what I was thinking is to, because like Fief said, maybe radio stations are starting to become a little bit more familiar with social media. You could try and push it towards a radio station's app, for example. So there'd be like a button that when you hear a particular sound on the radio station, you log on to their radio station app and you push a button that says you've heard the sound, and then it puts your name into the draw. That doesn't complicate it as much. Then your name's automatically into the draw. So that's another option that you could do.
Much better. Automatic takeoff then. That's perfect. I approve.
I would keep everything in there because, listen, social media, I don't know if it's going to last. I think it's kind of just a bit of a trend. I don't really think it's going to take on. But with what a lot of stations are doing is they're trying to migrate their audience to listen to the station on their app. So what you're saying is maybe we move this whole thing, the whole promotion, into in-app listeners. So you're really rewarding people for listening on the app. So just completely no on-air listening. Everything happens within the app, and your little button, your triggers, everything all stays on one device instead of me jumping around. Maybe that's a tidier brief.
On a radio station's app, you can actually insert things. Can you put stuff in there that lives exclusively on the app during streaming as opposed to on FM?
Most of them can. So you can splinter off and have different programming.
There you go.
Any radio station app worth its salt should be doing that. Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah. You see, I'm just reluctant to back social media. Like I say, I think it's a fad. I really don't think it's going to last.
Fair point. Fair point.
We are on all the platforms you get podcasts. We also are on YouTube and YouTube Music, not in video format for your pleasure. Although I think we get 10 billion views if we suddenly put a camera on Ricky, guys.
Not the way I'm looking today, Oaks. No one wants to see this. Trust me.
A sick Ricky is better than 1 million times healthy me. That is my curse.